amidst the furor over the constitution debate, Prime Minister Narendra Modi is expected to reply to the debate on the 75 years of the constitution that was adopted in the Lok Sabha today. Now, the lower house of the parliament initiated a two-day debate on the constitution on December 13th to commemorate the beginning of the 75th year of its adoption. Now, earlier on, the debate on the constitution witnessed fiery speeches by Defence Minister Rajnath Singh and Wayanad MP Priyanka Gandhi Vadra. Meanwhile, today Rahul Gandhi spoke in the parliament and slammed the opposition, saying that he has cut the thumbs of the poor, the youth and the farmers of the country. I'm going to start my conversation. Joining me on the telecast are my panelists, but before I get to my panelists, listen into this face-off that happened between Rahul Gandhi and Anurag Thakur of the BJP.
द्रोणाचार्य को दे दिया। यह अभय मुद्रा है। इसमें कॉन्फिडेंस, स्ट्रेंथ, निडरता कहां से आती है? हुनर से आती है, इस अंगूठे से आती है। ये लोग इसके खिलाफ हैं। जैसे द्रोणाचार्य जी ने एकलव्य का अंगूठा काटा, वैसे ही आप पूरे देश का अंगूठा काटने में लगे हुए हो।
इसमें लिखा है, were it not for the strength of the document, Indira Gandhi would have been compelled to end the darkest episode in independent India by ending the emergency. यानी कि संविधान की ताकत थी जिन्होंने इंदिरा गांधी जी की इमरजेंसी को खत्म किया था, तो ये संविधान की ताकत थी। और ये आपके इसके अंदर लिखा है, राहुल जी जो आप लेकर घूमते हो, कभी खोल के पढ़ो तो सही।
काट के।
Joining me on the telecast is Aman Malik, BJP leader. Aman Malik, how do you have to react to Rahul Gandhi in a full frontal attack on the BJP? He has raised the context of Manusmriti, of Mahabharat, of Dronacharya, of Eklavya, and said that V.D. Savarkar categorically spoke about how there was nothing Indian about the constitution, and the BJP has always wanted to replace the constitution with Manusmriti.
Well, I would only say this much. What a child becomes is dependent on how educated and how learned the mother is. इसी को हमारी भाषा में कहते हैं परवरिश। अगर अच्छी करी होती, so he would not be a 55-year-old kid who is not competent even to read, listen and understand. Matlab, he should have done nothing else except gone to YouTube and started listening to what subjects are. Forget about everything else. But Chota Bheem will remain Chota Bheem. Chota Bheem was strong. This Bheem has no beams. So there is no support system on it. Please understand, who does not know that Dronacharya was a teacher and Guru Dakshina or whatever he is saying, Guru Dronacharya never cut the thumb of Eklavya. I do not know which history has he read. For that matter, he does not respect even his grandmother or father. So a person who does not even respect the grandmother or father, what is he going to respect the constitution? Because he carries a blank constitution.
Okay, all right.
It is as learned as his mind. It is as blank as his mind. Please ask him to
more categorically about Savarkar and his and the accusation that is made on V.D. Savarkar that he was not accepting of the constitution of the country.
Where? You tell me is one simple logic. The preamble of the constitution was changed by his grandmother. The preamble is not the article. The preamble is the spirit. The spirit was changed by Congress. They have changed the spirit within effect.
Okay, all right. Let me get Dr. Pooja Tripathi, Congress spokesperson. Dr. Tripathi, how do you view the comments that have been made by Anurag Thakur right after that speech that was made by Rahul Gandhi on the floor of the House, particularly with regards to the comments that he read out from the Constitution preface itself?
Hi, Megha, and good evening to everyone. First of all, I want to tell Raman Malik, you're free to make political comments on it, but don't malalign my leader. And I'll be more aggressive than you if you start abusing my leader. So better watch your words when you're
I'm not going to waste my abuses on somebody.
Please, I'm not talking
I'm
to
not
you.
going to
Raman Malik, let her finish. Let her finish
Dilutes the
with
whole-
what she has
who
to say.
dilutes
I'll
the
come
whole
back to you.
argument.
Let's not butt into other person's
So I
time
think
that
we
is
have
being
way
given
past
while
this
making
point. I don't
the
abuse
point
them.
across.
I think you should respect the leader of opposition and watch your words when you speak about. Second, Megha, when we talk about Savarkar, is when what he wrote about Constitution, there is nothing Indian. He wrote it. There is nothing Indian about Constitution. It's on records. And first of all, Bharatiya Janata Party should make their heads clear. Do they want to, bring in? Do they think Mrs. Gandhi? They have been left, right, and center in abusing Mrs. Gandhi, bringing in emergency as a black day and things like that. Their whole argument around the 75 years of Constitution is on Mrs. Gandhi's and emergency, which I want to catch. Please don't interrupt. Please don't interrupt. Watch your words. Don't interrupt.
I am not interrupting. I am just
78.
correcting you. Mrs. Indira Gandhi.
Raman Malik, I'll come back to you. Dr. Pooja Tripathi, you want to make a point? Please go ahead. Raman Malik, I'll come back to you. I'll give time for you to retort.
So I'm saying on January 24, 1978, Mrs. Indira Gandhi in a public rally in Yavatmal publicly apologized for emergency, saying she's taking all the responsibilities for the same. Will Prime Minister Modi go on to apologize for the demonetization that he unleashed on the MSMEs on the 140 crore Indians? Will Prime Minister Modi go and apologize for the hundreds of farmers that have committed that lost their lives during the farmers' protest? Will Prime Minister Modi apologize for the unemployment, the raging unemployment, the massive inflation that has been unleashed on this country?
Dr. Pooja Tripathi, how can you compare emergency to the questions that you at this point in time are raising of the Congress, of the BJP? I mean, what is the comparison over here? I mean, I don't understand the comparison over here when you're comparing emergency that was imposed in the country, the president's rule.
30 seconds more, I'll come to Veer Savarkar. If you'll allow me 30 seconds more, I'll come to Veer Savarkar. Veer Savarkar wrote, I don't want to name him Veer Savarkar, Vinayat Damodar Savarkar wrote 9 mercy petitions to British, and it's on record saying, I'll be a Kattar Samarthak, loyal servant to the British Army. 1931.
And what about, there is also, Dr. Pooja Tripathi, I understand, there's the same diatribe, the same points being raised again and again by the Congress or by the BJP when it comes to the question of V.D. Savarkar. But Dr. Pooja Tripathi also, how do you view the former Prime Minister of the country, Indira Gandhi, praising V.D. Savarkar?
He categorically said that, she said that while Nehruji went for 39 days to jail, while Gandhiji went for most of his political career into jail, Vinayat Damodar Savarkar wrote 9 mercy petitions. 1931, Mahatma Gandhi wrote to Britishers to grant him mercy, and then he was Kattar loyal.
I'm saying the document that has been released by Kiran Rijiju just a few moments ago says that Indira Gandhi has categorically praised V.D. Savarkar. Now, are you saying, what are you saying? Are you at this point of time claiming that there were some flaws to the man and his profile, but there were many other things that need to be appreciated and
You can't just interrupt me in between. When I'm speaking out, let me complete. I said,
no, I'm asking you one question. You're not answering. You're taking the discussion to another tangent. I'm asking a very simple, pointed, specific question. How do you have to react? How do you have to react when Kiran Rijiju comes up with this document that's playing on my screen right now, where Indira Gandhi is profusely appreciating and admiring V.D. Savarkar?
And Rahul Gandhi at the floor of House said that Mrs. Gandhi herself told him that, Nehruji went to jail, Gandhiji went to jail, but it was Vinayat Damodar Savarkar who was writing 9 mercy petitions. Let's not forget, as he wrote to Britishers to dilute the 1942 Quit India. He is the one of Nathuram Godse took his blessings before going on to assassinate Mahatma Gandhi, and he was the one who was one of the accused when the trial for Mahatma Gandhi's assassination took place. So that's the history of Vinayak Sarkar. We are very, very adamant on it, and we are very, very.
So is he was Indira Gandhi false in judging the character of Veer Savarkar, is what you're saying? Because on one hand she's saying we are celebrating the birth centenary of this remarkable son of India, which is in the public domain. And there you are, she making a comment, speaking to her son and her grandson that V.D. Savarkar was somebody and casting aspersions on him. So which one is correct? What is right and what is wrong?
When it suits their agenda, they goes on to abuse Mrs. Gandhi, saying she brought an emergency.
No, I'm talking about Congress. I'm talking about Congress. I'm talking about Indira Gandhi. In which is it? Which is true? There can be. Or are you at this point of time accepting that the man had the good qualities in him, and then you are claiming there were other issues that could have been improved? Are you accepting that?
What can you repeat?
I'm saying when Indira Gandhi writes this letter, celebrates the birth centenary of V.D. Savarkar, she calls him the remarkable son of India. Then you are telling me an anecdote about how Rahul Gandhi, while speaking to Indira Gandhi, and Indira Gandhi speaking to her family, spoke about the ill qualities of V.D. Savarkar, how he sought pardon from the British instead of going to jail, and so on and so forth. So now, what is it? What is there a specific stand of the Congress when it comes to V.D. Savarkar? Is Congress portraying him as a good man, as a bad man, or a man who had his qualities which were good and there are certain others which weren't?
No, we are not portraying him as good man. There were millions of Indians who lost their lives in the freedom struggle, and there were millions of Indians who lost their lives.
That's what the question is. Then that's what the question is about the letter of Indira Gandhi.
Utter mockery of the fact.
Celebrating the remarkable son of India.
Only two people.
Celebrating the remarkable son of India. Sumit Peer on the telecast with me. Yes, Sumit, let's hear it from you about the anticipated speech by the Prime Minister that is going to be made later in the day, and he obviously those remarks are going to be critiqued and read in detail about. But Rahul Gandhi, talking about Manusmriti, talking about how Priyanka Gandhi Vadra spoke about this is not Samvidhan but this is Sangvidhan. Now, and there has been relations that have been built between V.D. Savarkar and him propagating Manusmriti to be the actual constitution of Hindustan, is what he said. How do you have to comment to this?
Megha ji, thank you for having me on your show. There are a couple of things I would want to put in perspective logically. First of all, honestly, I remember once Priyanka Gandhi ji said that Rahul Gandhi Modi ji se zyada Hindu, agar Modi ji unse debate karenge to wo haar jayenge. Now that is the level of knowledge. Yesterday Priyanka Gandhi ji in her opening statement was cursing her government in Himachal Pradesh. Possibly she forgot it is her chief minister at the helm of affairs. She forgot that. Well, that's okay. Now, with this kind of a shallow knowledge, when Rahul Gandhi ji says Abhay Mudra, when he says कि मैं शक्ति से लड़ने चला हूँ, yes, he is Dattatreya Kol Kashmiri Pandit Brahman, वो शक्ति से लड़ने चले. And there's another saying in Sindhi which says दादा दादी की कहानियाँ. Our grandmother used to tell us stories which were all fictional and which were notional, which had all those funny characters. Looks like Mr. Rahul Gandhi remembers some story wrongly when he accidentally or intentionally fit V.D. Savarkar or Veer Savarkar ji into the story. The picture is here very clear. Look, there's a stamp issued in his name. RSS is a stamp issued, Mrs. Gandhi on record. What did he tell him in a grand bedroom story? We don't know. And which character was that which he's confusing with? Because if he can confuse Shakti with something else, when he can confuse anything with everything. So what character is in the mentioned there, we don't know that. But what is officially known is what Mrs. Gandhi told about Veer Savarkar ji, and stamp which has been issued in his honor. That is the legality, that is officially. अब bedroom में दादी ने पोते को क्या बोला, that only दादी knows and pota knows. So today the nation will not be interested in that. Second thing, when you talk of the constitution, these people have dismissed state governments more than 90 times. That is what Rajnath Singh ji told them, which is again true. It's not fictional. Now these people कहेंगे आपने constitution की धज्जियां उड़ाई है, but carrying a constitution in your pocket is as if constitution को जेब में रख के चल रहे हो. You have kind of disobeyed this constitution and mockery of this constitution so many times. You have never read the constitution. Carrying a constitution in a pocket doesn't mean that you become the masters of it. Well, this misconception is going in the Congress and constitution ko some RSS affiliated cheese batana and all batana, trying to distort the Hindi is something very natural on them. And about the Eklavya thing, well, we do respect Rahul Gandhi ji. You are a great Kashmiri Pandit Brahman Shubhakt. You should know nobody cut the finger of Eklavya. He gave his finger, he cut it himself, gave it to Guru Dronacharya ji as his goodwill for his,
But let's not also go into those stories because
the point here is
you talk about Mahabharata and obviously there were certain compulsions on the basis of which Guru Dronacharya demanded the Guru Dakshina and it can be taken in various in different contexts, but we all understand why it was done. It was because for the benefit of the Pandavas, and he did not want to see anybody to excel other than Arjun when it came to his armory skills.
The problem here is the context. When your context is wrong, but your narrating is wrong, what you are saying is wrong, when you are cursing your own Himachal Pradesh government, when you have dismissed state governments, when your grandmother imposed the emergency, you might have apologized 50 times on it, that doesn't matter, but your grandmother imposed emergency. Now you are referring to there was a bedroom story which your grandmother told, and you are trying to bring down an icon of the Indian independence down. That is your frustration, that is your sheer apathy. You seem to be losing election after election, you are losing. Now your sister is your biggest competitor. When that has happened, so these reactions to come up, but natural. That's how I.
Kevin, Matthew, Sunny, let's hear it from you. How do you react to the Congress taking this stand and attacking the BJP, saying that the constitution has been altered by the BJP, and if the party continues to govern the country and is elected again, it will change the very structure of it and make it quote-unquote pro-Hindu. You'll have to unmute yourself.
Hello? Yeah. So, ma'am, the core crux of the issue is here. Manusmriti is a religious text. It's a holy textbook. But a state shouldn't be governed by a religious textbook. It should adhere to the constitution, and the constitution should be the religious textbook.
The Manusmriti is not a religious text actually. It is the laws of Manu, which is the way dharma functions, which means a constitution that he developed, that he wrote.
It is a text of state. It is not the text of statecraft that the independent republic nation of India should be governed. And that is
fair enough. Yes.
Yes. And so, with all due respect to Manusmriti, India is a social. The nation of India was formed as a socialist republic, and it adopted a constitution. And today, what the BJP is doing is, by book and by spirit, altering the constitution. So even when you look at Uttar Pradesh, so you have one community targeted.
No.
So
Give
even
me one example how.
Yeah, I'm telling you, sir. The houses of Muslims are raised. The Supreme Court had to put a stop to it.
No.
Every other day they are saying that a mosque is a temple.
And if a state is secular, sir, please let me tell you. First of all, I completely premise that if a state is secular, it will anyways address or understand a religion, whether minority, majority, or second majority. A state cannot, a state shall not, a state would not consider any religion to be accepted except the rule book of the constitution, because that is how you govern.
Sir, let me ask you one question.
Religion is a private affair.
Sir, I'll concede your point if you answer me one question. In Uttar Pradesh, more than 300 houses were raised. Tell me one Hindu house that was raised.
Again,
illegal
I
as
mean, there was no amendment made in the constitution, and the Supreme Court has very rightly interjected
Supreme
in the
Court threw
matter
it
Yes,
out.
yes,
and
ma'am.
spoke
But so
about
that is
how
the BJP. I'm pointing out
Stop
the agenda
selling
of the
agendas,
party.
yeah.
I'm
how
pointing out the
the
agenda of the
government and the
party.
law and order agencies cannot take law into their own hands and bring about their own legislations. But yes, go
such
ahead,
a
Kevin.
party.
According
So
to
when
you,
you illegally
you're
occupy,
saying that the
the
constitution
state
is
is
being
not supposed to
altered,
act against
and in what regard is it the constitution being altered to then mirror Manusmriti as is being claimed by Rahul Gandhi?
Sorry, ma'am, I didn't hear your question.
Talking about Rahul Gandhi's claim, do you agree to what he claims that the Manusmriti is being adopted by the BJP to
Yes,
become
ma'am.
the
See,
constitution of the country?
ma'am, that claim takes a lot of credence because whenever there is an issue, you can see the BJP people quoting more Manusmriti and Gita and Ram Raj more than the Constitution of India, and then Rahul Gandhi's claim automatically take credence. The BJP leader
I'm so
elected.
somehow convinced. I would then like to get into the details, research, study Manusmriti, and then study my constitution and the amendments that may have been made under the BJP rule, under Modi, under Atal Bihari Vajpayee, and then with a microscopic view figure, what did Manu say, and what is it that has been amended in the constitution, and if those are the amended articles that have been added to the constitution. I'm going to come back to Raman Malik over here. So how do we deal with the larger question about how the opposition is saying that the constitution is under threat versus the BJP and the government at this point of time reiterating and reassuring that the constitution is robust living entity in the country?
See, you have to understand who is saying what. First of all, please realize this is the same Congress and Rahul who have no problems with people portraying and taking out processions exhibiting an ex-Prime Minister of India being assassinated in international countries, and they're supporting the same people, they're not opposing them, which shows that they have no problems with glorification of assassination of an ex-Prime Minister of India, who also happens to be his grandmother. Are you understanding the weightage that the person may be giving to relations and the nation? Zero. He has no problems if you abuse his grandmother or father. He himself will do it, because he will say something or the other which is contrarian to what they've already claimed. Now, that is one part of it. The second part is, when you are talking about Manusmriti and when you are talking about the constitution, you have to understand that the same Constituent Assembly had an entire decoration of the religious fundamentals, religious text, religious events of the history embedded into the constitution. The Ram, the Krishnas, everything is there. So were they fools? Third point, ma'am. The biggest issue is, you are talking about Manusmriti coming into effect. He would not realize, Rahul Gandhi, that according to the Asian text and the available things, this Manu Kal that we are running in is the seventh Manu Kal. So there have been 6 Manus before
Kevin, you'll have
it.
to mute yourself, please, if you're taking another call.
So there have been 6 Manus before it. He would not know that, because he is only interested in selling out gibberish. Whatever Soros uncle gives, he dispenses.
Okay.
You should ask this question, that in 1984, not just the Sikhs were butchered, but the very fact that Anderson butchered 5,000 people in Bhopal. His mother was instrumental in letting Anderson go away.
Okay.
What has he spoken about that?
Okay.
Or for that matter, today, nowadays, the Congress leaders quote too much of Subramaniam Swami. So my question to them is, the same Mr. Subramaniam Swami has claimed that his mother, Rahul Gandhi's mother, was instrumental in getting Rajiv Gandhi assassinated. What have they done about it? Or for that matter, the Blitz magazine has said that Sonia Gandhi is an ISI agent. Why have they not filed a case against them?
Okay, I'm going to get Pooja back into the conversation. And Pooja, I'm going to keep aside this analogy that has been made by Rahul Gandhi, because somehow I don't know if it can make for cogent debate, discussion, and I fail to understand it. But the important points in the past that have been made by the Congress and Rahul Gandhi, you're speaking about how the constitution is in jeopardy, in danger, in threat under the BJP, and the number one question he raised about the BJP was it being allegedly controlling the Election Commission, the CBI, Enforcement Directorate, the Judiciary, Bureaucracy, IT Department. What are the other reasons you feel that the BJP is thwarting the very essence of the constitution of the largest democracy of the country?
Mr. Malik said all kinds of stupid, gibberish, and violent, toxic things, which I don't want to, give clarification on. It's all stupid. I think stupidity of the maximum level. But I just want to tell him that Mr. Gandhi and Mr. I was listening to all your.
Let her complete. Raman Malik, let her complete, please. Raman Malik, let Pooja make her point. I'll come back to you. Otherwise, it makes no sense you speaking over the other person and we just not being able to hear what they are actually saying.
No, so but the adjective she's using is not right.
Stop all this
she could amend her language.
So I am saying that I just want to tell him, I just want to remind him, he can Google K.C. Venugopalji's and Rahul Gandhi's letter to the government of India on the alleged assassination that was mock-up that was happened in Canada, and he asked the government to take it through bilateral routes. You can Google it and you can just say it. So we maintain our relations and we maintain we trust the government to take care of the international affairs. So that's one thing. Otherwise,
and why do you meet foreign dignitaries?
Ma'am, can I add something to your question?
Why did you meet the Chinese ambassador? Secret meeting. Why do you go out to US and meet secretly?
Please let me speak. Listen to all your.
I am giving contradictions to your own.
I'll come back to you. Raman Malik, let her make a point. She's not even completed her statement and you end up interrupting her. Yes, Pooja.
So when we say that Constitution is bleeding by 1,000 cuts, the Constitution provided justice, social, economic and political. Are we able to give the justice, social, economic and political? The GDP is at the lowest in the last 4 quarters. The political justice, Rahul Gandhi today brought up the issue of the victims of Hathras family, writing him a letter that they have been cordoned off in the house and the perpetrators are roaming all around, threatening them. Priyanka Gandhi yesterday brought up issues of the victims of the Agra family, of Lalitpur family, everybody, of Sambal victims who met them, who were just, coming back from work. These were daily wagers who were coming back from work and they were shot dead by the police. So when we say justice, social, economic and political, a poor man is, forced to spend at 27 rupees per day and 10,000 worth crores of loans are being written off for the corporate people. When we say that the hues and cries for justice of Manipur, Hathras, Sambal, everything is drowned in the noise of this new India and things like that.
Okay.
When we say agency...
All right. Okay. So ma'am,
to add on to that.
Yeah,
so
go ahead. Yes, Kevin. Yes.
Yeah. So when you ask me where is the constitution at risk, ma'am, see, when the BJP ruling, when BJP leaders blatantly walk out on the streets and ask Muslim shopkeepers and Hindu shopkeepers to show separate identities. When they try to create a communal divide, and that goes unanswered, when victims like Kathua and Hathras, the perpetrators are garlanded, and the victims don't get justice just because of their name, because of their religion, because of their faith. That is when the identity of the nation is compromised.
You're making certain allegations over here. If those cases have been proved, I don't know. So this is a comment, this is an opinion at this point of time that you are putting out on
Not a chain of
my
chanting that you
platform,
can
but
keep,
okay.
Correct.
Because there can be
Walking
similar
on the street,
allegations,
there are
counter
videos,
allegations
there
coming
are
in
news
from
articles,
the
so
BJP
so
or
there are
other
videos of you guys
analysts as
also
well.
doing everything.
But
You
going
leftists
about
are doing so many things which
saying
are
with
against
such
me,
assertion that the BJP is playing the vote card, Hindu versus Muslim to get the votes, and making it a quote-unquote Hindu state, Hindu nation is something that should then come up with strong evidences and the cases that have been proven true in the court of law. I'm going to bring in Sumit Peer into the conversation. And Sumit, talking about changing the constitution for the worse is what the Congress is making an allegation against BJP. Talking about specifically one nation, one election. Now there have been issues that have been raised about how this is anti-federal, how this is anti-regional parties, how it is draconian and as does not solve any purpose.
You see, Megha ji, couple of points here. First of all, we were having this discussion about the Manusmriti. Now, Rahul Gandhi ji can allege anything. I am challenging here. Pooja ji is a very learned friend. She is here on the debate. Can you name 11 things from Manusmriti which have been implemented into the constitution? Chaliye 7 bataiye, 5 bataiye. If you can name on a live debate 11 things, I'll bow my hand and hat to you. So Rahul Gandhi doesn't even know. He doesn't even know how many Manus are there. That's the point number one. Point number two is here. Look, yesterday Priyanka Gandhi ji said that the people were coming from home in Sambal and they were shot by UP police. When we know all the 4 or 5 people which got killed were killed by 315 bore ka katta, and UP police doesn't use country-made pistols or 315 bore ke katte. Priyanka Gandhi doesn't know there are markings of Pakistan on the bullets which have been fired, and there American bullets were fired. The UP police neither uses ammunition from Pakistan Ordnance Factory, so she should know that. Now these allegations. Now what is the wrong you did? You didn't only impose emergency. You didn't even put people on the jail. What did you do? You introduced the secular and socialist by the back door into the constitution, and you took the Kashmir Masla to the United Nations. What did Modi ji do? Modi ji got 370 abolished. Now the people who are having 2 flags on their tables, Do Samvidhan, Do Nishan, and all that, today they are taking oath in the name of Indian constitution. Look at the development which has happened in Kashmir. There was one glass wall which was enacted, that was Kashmir 370, that has been dismantled by Modi ji. And out of 100 plus amendments done on the constitution, ma'am, more than 80 are done by the Congress. So if you look at all those things, so where does these all things physically and practically add up? They don't add up. It's a figment of imagination.
Okay, all right.
Okay,
all right. On that note, fair enough. You made your point. You made your point. I'm out of time. I thank all of you for joining me on the telecast and sharing your views. We'll continue with this discussion, and of course, there is going to be a lot an animated activity that will be taking place in the Lok Sabha today. It is expected that Prime Minister Modi is also going to be addressing on the floor of the House. Thanks for watching NewsX.